Step into the world of Nurse Emily, where routine night shifts at St. Catherine's Hospital unveil an extraordinary journey of compassion and discovery. Assigned to Mrs. Elizabeth Anderson, a patient trapped in a vegetative state, Emily's meticulous care reveals subtle signs of responsiveness that defy medical expectations. Through music and attentive observation, Emily bridges the gap between patient and caregiver, delving into ethical dilemmas and the profound mysteries of consciousness. Join us as we witness Emily's transformative journey, navigating the complexities of patient care and forging unexpected connections that redefine the boundaries of medical science and human empathy. Hello, my friends. I hope all you are fine. This is Narrative Stories channel. Let's start this story. In the heart of St. Catherine's Hospital, where the corridors echoed with the soft hum of life support machines and the occasional shuffle of tired feet, Nurse Emily navigated through the late-night stillness. Her steps were measured, her gaze focused, embodying the dedication that marked her years of service in critical care. St. Catherine's was renowned for its specialized units, where patients in the most fragile states of health received round-the-clock attention. Emily's shift began as it always did, with the exchange of briefings among nurses and the passing on of responsibilities from the previous team. Tonight, she found herself assigned to Mrs. Elizabeth Anderson, a patient whose presence in the critical care unit had become a fixture over the years. Mrs. Anderson's room was a testament to the life she had led before tragedy struck. Adorned with photographs capturing moments of joy with her family, the walls softened the clinical atmosphere with a warmth that spoke of the love and hope of those who visited. Yet, Mrs. Anderson herself lay still, a casualty of a tragic car accident that had robbed her of consciousness for several years. Emily paused at the threshold of Mrs. Anderson's room, taking in the sight of the woman whose fate had become intertwined with her own nightly routine. She noted the familiar setup, IV drips, monitoring equipment, and the quiet rhythm of Mrs. Anderson's breathing, a reminder of the fragility and resilience that coexisted within the confines of the hospital walls. With practiced efficiency, Emily began her shift. She checked the monitors, ensuring that the lines depicting Mrs. Anderson's vital signs remained stable and within acceptable parameters. Adjusting the IV drip, she silently communicated her intent to provide comfort and care, even to a patient who could not respond in kind. As she worked, Emily's mind wandered to the nature of her role in caring for patients like Mrs. Anderson. How does one measure the impact of care when the recipient cannot acknowledge it? These were the questions that lingered in the quiet hours of the night, prompting Emily to reflect on the complexities of her profession. It was during one of these routine checks that Emily noticed a subtle change in Mrs. Anderson's demeanor. A flicker of eyelids, a slight twitch of fingers, small movements that seemed inconsequential to the untrained eye, yet spoke volumes to Emily's keen observation. She paused, her curiosity piqued by the possibility of responsiveness from a patient deemed unresponsive for so long. Brushing aside initial skepticism, Emily found herself increasingly attuned to these fleeting moments of potential communication. She documented each observation meticulously, building a case that challenged the conventional understanding of Mrs. Anderson's condition. Driven by a growing sense of responsibility and curiosity, Emily embarked on a quest for answers. She delved into Mrs. Anderson's extensive medical history, consulting with senior nurses and specialists in neurology. Their discussions traversed the intricate pathways of the human brain, exploring theories of residual consciousness and the potential for awareness hidden beneath layers of physical impairment. In the midst of medical discourse, Emily found herself drawn to the personal anecdotes shared by Mrs. Anderson's family during occasional visits. They spoke of her love for classical music, a passion that had once filled their home with melodies that now echoed in the sterile confines of the hospital room. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Emily took a leap of faith. She began to play Mrs. Anderson's favorite pieces softly in the background during her shifts, observing subtle changes in her patient's demeanor. The music became a conduit for connection, a bridge that spanned the divide between nurse and patient, offering moments of solace in the quiet of the night. Through the rhythm of the music, Emily sensed a deeper understanding blossoming between herself and Mrs. Anderson. She discovered a shared love for the arts, a bond that transcended the boundaries of consciousness, as defined by medical textbooks. One night, as Emily sat by Mrs. Anderson's bedside during a rare moment of tranquility, she witnessed something extraordinary. Mrs. Anderson's eyes fluttered open, meeting Emily's gaze with a clarity that defied medical explanation. In that fleeting moment, Emily felt a surge of emotion, a silent acknowledgement that spoke volumes of their shared journey of discovery. It was a revelation that left Emily grappling with the implications of her experience. Could it be possible that Mrs. Anderson retained a fragment of awareness hidden beneath the layers of physical limitation? The question lingered in Emily's mind, shaping her perspective on the limits of medical science and the resilience of the human spirit. As Emily navigated the complexities of her newfound understanding, she found herself confronting ethical dilemmas that tested her professional integrity. She debated the extent of interventions and the level of care appropriate for patients like Mrs. Anderson, balancing the need for compassionate support with the boundaries of medical reality. The discussions echoed within the hospital corridors, sparking debates among colleagues and healthcare professionals alike. Emily's internal struggle mirrored the broader ethical debates surrounding end-of-life care and the rights of patients unable to advocate for themselves. In the quiet moments that followed, Emily reflected on her journey with Mrs. Anderson, a journey marked by moments of connection, discovery, and deepening empathy. She realized that while Mrs. Anderson may never regain full consciousness, her presence had left an indelible mark on Emily's heart and professional identity. Through Mrs. Anderson's silent journey, Emily had found closure in knowing that even in the absence of spoken words, there existed profound opportunities for human connection and understanding. She carried forward a renewed sense of purpose, advocating for the compassionate care of patients whose voices might otherwise go unheard. In the days that followed, Emily continued to care for Mrs. Anderson with unwavering dedication and compassion. She took solace in the knowledge that Mrs. Anderson's legacy lived on not only in the memories of her loved ones, but also in the lessons learned through her silent journey. Emily paid tribute to Mrs. Anderson's resilience and the profound impact she had on her own personal and professional growth. She shared her story with colleagues and students, imparting a message of hope and empathy for patients and families navigating similar challenges. The Quiet Observer, a nurse's journey into the mind of a silent patient, has been a narrative exploration of empathy, human connection, and the complexities of consciousness in healthcare settings. Through Emily's story, we have witnessed the transformative power of compassion and the profound impact of moments that defy medical understanding. This journey serves as a reminder that even in the quietest of moments, there lies an opportunity for profound human connection and understanding that transcends words and conventional wisdom. Emily's experience with Mrs. Anderson illuminates the path forward for healthcare professionals, advocating for the compassionate care and recognition of the inherent dignity of all patients, regardless of their ability to communicate verbally. Emily's journey continues to inspire, offering a glimpse into the vast potential of the human spirit to find solace and meaning in the most unexpected places. As she continues her work at St. Catherine's Hospital, Emily carries forward the lessons learned from Mrs. Anderson, a testament to the enduring legacy of empathy and compassion in the practice of healthcare. This narrative not only highlights the emotional and ethical dilemmas faced by healthcare professionals, but also underscores the importance of listening, observing, and honoring the silent voices that shape our understanding of patient care. Thank you for being a part of Narrative Stories. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. We are committed to bringing you the best in storytelling. What kinds of stories would you like to see next? Share your thoughts in the comments below.